do you want to say to your fans?
Well, just keep, cut. Hey, this is hard to do. I'm out of breath. I've just got 3 doing lights.
Out of breath, it's f***ing rental carts. You gonna win the final race?
I'm gonna win it.
Checker or wrecker?
Checker or record.
Hey, you ever watch Looney Tunes?
Sure don't.
Hey everyone, welcome to Illegal Alien Racing. This is Kart Rage's league final race in rental kart racing. I've got a mic in his helmet, so we will hear from Kart Rage periodically during the race. See what he has to say, and I think he's got something to say right now. Go ahead.
Usually if you get through 1 and 2 turns, maybe 3 turns, should be all right.
All right, I think he started in 15th spot in the pre-final, worked his way up to 6th. So starting 6th in the final, it's a good pre-final race. Green flag, here we go. You can see him kind of getting bumped in the rear. You see his head move around a lot when he gets hit. There. Double tap there going into 1. Kart Rage has never won a Kart Rage has never won a final race before, so let's see if he can pull it off. He's in good position here. That is me in the lead, followed by Derek, followed by Sosa in the 1 cart. So we'll see what Kart Rage can do. Let's go ahead and check in with him. Kart Rage, Illegal Alien Racing, do you copy? Go ahead, Kart Rage.
I'm in 4th right now. I'm gonna settle down and try to take my corners. We got a lot of laps.
How's the kart feeling? Tell us about that.
This car's having trouble hooking up, turning left.
All right, that is Kart Rage giving us the inside scoop from the driver's seat, this is what I like to put cameras on other people, so I can see and so you can see someone else's race. I mean, you guys watch me race. I think it's fun to watch someone else race and watch a race from their perspective and see what their style is. Plus, this is a really good race, actually. I learned from watching him drive and trying to figure out kind of what he's dealing with, trying to figure out what I would do if I were in the same spot. So I think I got a lot out of watching this race, and I think he's got something else to say. Kart Rage, go ahead.
I'm gonna take my time.
All right, he said he's going to take his time, which is kind of funny because if you watch the channel for any period of time, Kart Rage taking his time is probably, if I were going to write Kart Rage's Bumble or Tinder profile, one of the bullet points I would not put in there is takes his time, because that's not Kart Rage. Kart Rage usually just lives for the moment when he's driving a rental cart and will go for whatever move is there. But last few races I've been have a camera on him, and I've watched his last few races, and he's driving really well. I think making really good decisions, really reasonable, fair decisions, not just running over people maybe like he would have done in the past a little bit. So it's good to see him kind of evolve a little bit. It's not good for my channel because it's better when he's running into people and trying to knock people off the track like he did me. But it's good to see him driving like this. By the way, there's another karting channel called Karting with Chris, C-H-R-I-S. He is a league racer here in the lights class, and he also races his own kart. Check out Karting with Chris on YouTube. Also, he has the best voiceover voice, I think, that I've heard. I told him he needs to voice over my videos because he does such a good job. He does better than I do, so maybe you'll hear him do that in the future. We'll see. So if you're new to the channel, I'm going to try to explain kind of what I'm seeing and just comment. Kind of, you probably already figured it out. On Kart Rage and what he's doing. So the 3 karts up in front, that's Derek now in 1st, me in 2nd, Sosa in 3rd. Ideally, if we could all line up and just work with each other and line up just in one line and just follow each other like a train almost, we could try to pull away from Kart Rage and anyone else behind Kart Rage. There's other good drivers behind them. There's Joe, Justin, Chance, Chris. There are a lot of good drivers back there. We don't want them racing with us because they're tough competitors, and it's already difficult enough. But I'm going for a championship here, so I'm trying to get around Derek. I'm aborting that normal strategy and trying to get back in the lead. I need to win this race, and I'm in second place right now, so that's what's kind of going on in my race. But going back to Kart Rage, he is kind of at the tail end here. Hasn't quite caught us. There's about a 2-3 gap, cart gap. I think he does a good job here, staying just to the outside. No reason to go inside. Right there, almost slides into Sosa. Does a good job of gathering his cart back up. Watch his hands kind of drop down here, and he relaxes his hands and he drops them on the steering wheel, and at the end of the straightaway he'll bring them back up. I noticed he does that. I don't know why, but it's not that big a deal in the straight. You're just resting your hands anyways. Right there, Sosa makes the move. Which allows Kart Rage to get right in behind me. I'm in the 12th car there, 12th cart there. Look behind me, I can tell someone's back there, don't know who it is. Look one more time right there. Kart Rage gets a good run on me. Looks to the inside and makes the pass. I realize it's Kart Rage and I slot in behind him. I try to work my way back up. Kart Rage is in a good spot here. You got Sosa and Derek fighting with each other. And right there, he does a good job of not staying to the outside, letting Sosa get in there so he can just slot in and take an ideal line through those S turns. So you see his hand disappear, and he taps the back of his helmet. So for you people that don't know what that means, in karting, if you tap the back of your helmet, you're asking the person behind you to push you. Not pass you, just push you, to try to work with each other, which is kind of annoying because he didn't push me, but he wants me to push him. So yeah, that's how that works sometimes. So right there, you see I've got Kart Rage listed in second place. What happened was Sosa up in front, he ends up driving away from us and technically wins the race, but he gets disqualified because he comes in, I think, 3 pounds underweight. In the heaviest class, you have to weigh with yourself, your helmet, whatever you have on you when you're in the cart has to weigh 191 pounds or more. And he was a little under that, so he got disqualified. We didn't know he was going to get disqualified, so as far as we're concerned, you know, Kart Rage is in third place, but he's actually in second place at this point. There's Derek right in front of him, starting to catch some lap traffic. Kart Rage is in a bad spot here. He kind of has a lapper in between, but does a good job of getting around him, and the lapper does a good job of kind of getting out of the way as soon as he could. So Derek didn't pull away too much. Kart Rage asking for some more help here, and again, he didn't push me. Why should I push him? But if it benefits me to push him, then I will push him. If it doesn't, then I won't. And at this point, it would benefit me, so try to work with him. Don't have a camera facing behind on Kart Rage, but there's some karters right behind him, so he's not just trying to catch Derek. He's also has to be ready for a challenge for a second spot here. Look at Derek's body language. You see him really leaning into the turns here. Derek's a little bit of a newer karter. He is a motorcycle racer. So I think leaning into turns is what he's used to. And karting doesn't help you. It would be best if he just sat straight up in the seat and didn't lean into the turns. These karts don't have suspensions, so a wheel technically has to lift off the ground in order to turn. I think it's counterproductive to lean into the side of your kart that should be up in the air just a little bit. Derek's doing a really good job of being real consistent. He's just not opening up any doors for Kart Rage. Right there, a little bump. That's okay. You let him know that you're back there, but what happens is that's me to the left. I can't capitalize, so he didn't lose any time. He's right there, where right on Derek's rear bumper. Right here, just stay behind him. There you go. I hate that because you have a run on him, and then you can't go around that little slight left. You just have to bump him. So right there, I think you should have just stayed behind Derek there, and then would have had a better entry into one to see how much time he loses. It's okay to test your kart out to see how much speed you have, head to head with them. But once you kind of figure that out, slot back in. If you're not passing the guy, just slot back in to see how much time he lost. I think it was due to that little error going into turn one, just being a little bit to the inside. Kart Rage is driving a really good race though right here. It's not really messing up. Hopefully you can use a lap traffic to create an opportunity to pass, because right now, I don't know, it's just going to be tough. The two places to pass are going to be, of course, right after the long straightaway, and then this right-hander right here is a pretty decent spot to try to pass somebody if you want to make a move. Sometimes this corner right here, if you can over-under somebody, you can make a move going into this corner right here. Slot in, stay behind him, Kart Rage. Don't go to the inside. He's breaking the air for you. Just stay right behind him. I don't know how much that helps, the drafting helps, but I think it helps. It's better than just being out by yourself. Right there, you saw him kind of back off a little bit, which is fine. He's having a little trouble trying to pass him, so maybe what you can do there, if you get in that situation again, right there, that's good, he bumped him. I like the bumping because it puts pressure on the guy in front. He knows you're right on his tail, so he knows if he messes up any that you're right there ready to capitalize. So I like that he's bumping him there. Just trying to put a little pressure on Derek. I don't know that it'll work, but at least he's trying to apply a little pressure. Going into this turn again, if he can get to the outside here, which you can't pass him on the outside, but right there, just stay in it, and it's going to force Derek to take a tighter line going into that corner, which should affect the exit, and maybe you can use that to create a passing opportunity for yourself, because at this point, if you just drive behind Derek the whole time, I just don't think you're going to pass him. He's driving a really consistent, solid race. And right here, you'll see the speed of his kart. He's right on his tail, and you see the gap start to slightly open up, just a little bit right there. But that's hard to overcome on a straightaway. You do all this work on the turns, and then it just kind of goes away on the straightaway. So he's going to have to figure out something, and he's starting to run out of laps. So yeah, this is a tough race for Kart Rage to try to. It's like a puzzle. You got to figure it out. Don't assume he's going to mess up. I just don't think that strategy. Hope is not a good strategy. Stay right there on his tail. He seems a little annoyed at the lapper when it happens. Staying right behind. There's no reason to be down there. I just don't get it. Staying right behind him. Again, let's see if he loses time again. No, not too bad that time. But I think he could have been on his rear bumper, possibly. And right there, just go to the inside and try to make the move. See how close he got? Right there. Okay, over, under. He's going to try it, but there's Justin, and there's Chance to the inside. There's other fast drivers right behind you. You make one little slip up and you go from second to fourth place. Now he's back to third. That's how it goes. So Derek's going to look to the inside. He backs off and doesn't run over Justin, which is good. It's really frustrating. It's kind of frustrating to watch. And I know as a driver, extremely frustrating because it's just you're trying everything you can. Nothing seems to be working. Right there, slides into him and says, "I'm sorry." It's kind of a dive bomb. It works. It's an effective move. Technically, I think that would be a penalty, and he should lose a spot. So right here, if you think you're going to get a penalty, what Kart Rage should do here is let Derek back in front of him, and that should neutralize any potential penalty if they're going to penalize him. So at least you have a shot to get the spot back legitimately. Now, if you're new to karting, what the rule is, if we're going into this turn here is going to be a left-hander, same spot. If you're not halfway up, 50% up the side of the other driver you're trying to pass before you start the turn, you have to back off and avoid contact. If you're getting past and the other driver is 50% up your cart before you start the turn, you don't have to back off, but you have to give them space. And right there, you saw Kart Rage kind of just lean into Derek. And it wasn't like anything malicious or anything like that. I'm not saying that. It's just technically by the rules, because there are rules in karting. You can't just bumper car everybody out of the way. That would be too easy for everybody. If you could just run over people and spin people out. So there are rules to racing, but you know what? They didn't catch it, so if they don't call it, they didn't call it. That is Justin out in the lead. Looks like he's going to get a win here in the final race, and there's going to be, in the record books, there's going to be a little asterisk next to that win because of the Sosa disqualification. It's kind of like going to the Pro Bowl. If you're an NFL player, it's kind of like going to the Pro Bowl because the guy that got picked to go in front of you didn't want to go, or maybe he was injured and couldn't go, so you get to go, so now you're a Pro Bowler, even though you didn't technically earn it. That's kind of how I see Justin to win here. If I were him, I would not have accepted the trophy. I would have said, nope, give me the second place one, or don't give me anything. I'm ashamed to win this fight. I'm kidding. I give him a hard time about it. It's kind of funny. So, hey, a win's a win. Sosa should have ate some more food. I think it was 3 pounds. That's what you get, Sosa, for working out. You shouldn't work out. You'll do something crazy like lose weight. And you can't win rental kart races in the heavies class. Shame on you. All right, we're coming down east. Charging pretty hard here, hoping that Justin makes an error. I just don't think it's going to happen, which it doesn't, obviously. I already kind of told you. All right, last lap for Kart Rage. And see if anyone's behind him and tries to make a move. He's starting to catch Justin. Look at that. He's closing the gap. I didn't realize that he's going to close the gap as much as he did. Man, he needs about 5 more laps. I mean, maybe he could get him. Yeah, look at that. And second place for Kart Rage. I think that's his best finish ever in a league final. So congratulations, Kart Rage. That was a good drive. I hope everybody watching enjoyed this race, and I hope you're a little bit frustrated because you were pulling for Kart Rage to to get up there and make some good moves, and he gave it everything he had. So there's me trying to appear on camera there in my own videos. Anyways, thanks for watching as always. I really appreciate y'all's support on the channel, and I will see y'all on the next video. Y'all take it easy.